Eternals. D-Glove, how about you go first?
I just think we're just gonna get the chance to see, more of them. Get to see them come about and probably help a little bit more. We don't know what threats we're gonna get until we get a little bit more movies, but I do think they're gonna come and be a bigger part than what they showed in their movies. I don't want to get into too much spoilers, but I can just see them coming up front now. They ain't hiding no more.
Okay. DQ, what about you?
What I expect for them more, I think what I'm expecting is I want to see more Celestials. We got Erisham. I want to see more, and I just want to see them instead of like with the team they in. I want to see them team up with more. Like I want to see them team up with like the Guardians of the Galaxy, or they can team up with Thor or something like that. I mean, that's all I really want to see.
Okay. Chris, what about you?
This particular Celestial, if I'm not mistaken, is responsible for the X gene. I think it was this Celestial. I thought they're gonna push more into that when they were talking about making the deviants. They're kind of keeping that in the lid because at first I thought one was gonna make the mutants. I thought I just thought, with the rights being acquired, they're going to try to implement that somehow. But I'm really thinking the next movie, or maybe a movie even just after this, some mutants are going to come out at some point. They have to. But I think
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking about was. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
I think this is Celestial that made the X gene. I'm not. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just curious with Cersei, because she has the ability to like mutate genes. As you saw, so she has she turned, spoiler alert, she turned Sprite into a human. So what's stopping her from turning a human into, like a Eternal, or give them special powers?
Just like with Scarlet turned, I can't remember her name right now, girl into Photon.
Oh yeah.
The way everybody touched that little wall was pretty much having the genetic code change. That's why I'm confused with that. But so far, they're keeping that on the hush right
now. Yeah.
DQ, I kind of want to ask you a little bit about what you just said. How Cersei turns Sprite human. What's to say she can't turn somebody into a mutant? This might be me digging too deep, but how do you feel like that would be incorporated in the MCU? Like,
honestly, she turned Sprite into a human, but that doesn't say that Sprite still doesn't have her powers. So there you go, right there. That's our first mutant in the MCU, right there. We don't even know it.
She might don't have her. Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say she might don't have her powers, but like, what if it's something where like it ain't fully left her, and then she starts slowly back mutating. She's still a human, but slowly start mutating back into having these powers and stuff like that.
See, that's something they can go with right there. They can build her character up in the MCU. So I mean, anything's possible right now. Yeah.
Right. They really opened the door for a whole new range of possibilities within the MCU. So that was good. So now I want to get into what maybe plot holes or things you saw in the movie that you think could have been done differently, could have been tweaked, we could have been left without, we didn't need to see XYZ. DQ, let me start with you.
Well, first off, they had one of like the most popular comic book heroes in comic book history in the movie. They didn't use him, and Dan Whitman with the Black Knight. You know what I'm saying? Like he was in he was in the movie.
Spoiler warning.
Another spoiler. I'm sorry, everybody, but they had him in this movie. The only thing we saw him in was like FaceTiming when he was with Cersei, or he was making these lame jokes with Cersei. Like this dude is like one of the most powerful beings right now in the universe. When he has the blade in his hand, like this blade kills a Celestial, and like they're not using him in the movie. But that was one of my biggest plot holes that I didn't really like. Like I feel like he was just like an add-on, just to like introduce a new character. And like, okay, we're gonna throw him away now.
Maybe they were gearing him up for like his own movie, you know?
Yeah, but you can't possess the ebony blade in his movie. He knew he had it and don't use it.
Right.
It'd been a short movie.
You see how scared he was, though. He probably like
Right.
get that.
Yeah, that's my biggest. I don't think it was a plot hole, but I think that's one of the biggest misses in this movie.
D Glove, what about you?
I'm not too sure. I'm not too familiar with the internal, so I can't tell you if it was a plot hole or not. So I'm gonna pass it down to Chris on this
one. As far as comic book origin of Eternals, it wasn't too far off. It was a little bit, but not too much to where it mattered. As far as the Deviants and the Eternals go, that's pretty much how they were. That's even in the retcon. That's how everything went down. I have to probably watch it a few more times, but there's nothing that really just like, oh, that's dumb. They shouldn't have done that.
Well, I have one.
Like a lot of it was, of course, but you got 12 plus people on screen. What are you going to
do?
Right. Okay, shoot. What's up, DQ?
Well, like in the comics, like Chris said, these Internals, they were genetically made. But we got in the movie, spoiler alert.
Yeah, I was about to say that's spoiler.
They're no. That's, you can read about this one, but right now, remember?
Oh shit!
They weren't genetically made. They were more like AIs. They were more like robots. Like,
see, I ain't even know that.
It was copies of them. Remember, Erisham? He went back into the origin in the movie that he made them, and there's copies of them just sitting in a warehouse right now in outer space, waiting to be programmed to do what they're doing.
So wait, what was the? Well,
that was the plot hole right there. I just feel like, remember, these Internals, they're from Olympia, the planet Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Olympia in the MCU. That's what I'm saying. They're made. Okay. These are computer made. These are AIs. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
AI is full of cosmic energy, basically.
Yeah, basically.
They're basically mindless silver surfers.
Basically, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But,
okay.
Spoiler, maybe not. Technically, Eternals can't ever die. So
that was something I was thinking too.
I mean, I don't know if they're going with the MCU, that they're going to make it that way. I know they always be reincarnated. They can't die. So like they'll die, but they always come back.
Ooh, got copies of them in the warehouse.
Yeah, I was going to say, them coming back, is it the copies from the warehouse or is it actually them?
Right.
They may be doing something totally different.
I could see that.